All right. Looks like we're live. Welcome, guys. Hope you all are having a great day. Let me kind of adjust my camera here. Okay. All right. So we have a few videos to take a look at today. Welcome to the political stream. For those of you who are just now joining, we do political streams, all kinds of different streams. Okay. Mondays, I want to make it a political stream on Mondays, and then Fridays is going to be a little bit of a mixture of whatever. Saturdays and Sundays, I want to be gaming. Okay. And that's what I really want to get into. That's the kind of schedule that I would really like to have going forward. Mondays and Fridays, I want to be 6 p.m. and then Saturdays and Sundays, I would like it to be 1 p.m. And so I'm going to try and do a little bit better about scheduling things out a little bit further ahead of time. That way you guys know when the live streams are happening. But we're talking about this stream, so just so I'm not rambling on, what we're talking about today is Roblox. Okay, we're talking about a few things today, but we're starting with Roblox, and then we're moving over to Ian Carroll here.
Our great nation.
Ian Carroll has got a good video for us. Learned quite a bit about this supposed ally thing that we will get into later. And then update on the government shutdown. So we have quite a bit of things to talk about today. So let's get into it, shall we?
What I would say is we would lead first and foremost with safety and civility.
Oh, hey, guys, real quick. Is my audio doing fine? Are we good to go? Let me know if my audio needs to be higher or lower or whatever. I just want to make sure that we're all good. Oh, if you guys don't know what's going on with the whole Schlep situation, Schlep is a pretty big YouTuber, 2.26 million subscribers. He is doing some really good work over on Roblox. He's catching predators and stuff like that who are trying to prey on children and doing a really good job. However, I want to think about maybe a month and a half ago, Roblox decided to step in some big poo-poo and send Schlep, who was catching these predators on their platform, to send him a cease and desist letter that if he continued to catch predators on their site, that they would take legal action against him, and that kicked off a whole can of worms. Louisiana, I'm pretty sure it was Louisiana, had filed a lawsuit against Roblox, and then you had a number of other states that have done the same, but you also had Chris Hansen, who was stepping onto the case. So a lot of stuff about Roblox, okay, and kind of, catching you guys up to speed on what is going on with Roblox. Roblox is a kids game, and for a long time now, over a decade, predators have been using the platform to exploit and prey on children. Schlep is one of them. Okay, so that's a little bit of what's going on about the whole situation. But guys, hopefully that catches you up to speed. And so let's get back into it. Oh, guys, please make sure you go and subscribe to Schlep. Okay, go and hang out with Schlep. And give him some love and support, okay? Because he really needs that.
It all started with this one email. One message. The same platform I was victimized on, the one I was fighting to make a safer place, they had just sent me a cease and desist letter, threatening to destroy my life. And you might be wondering, what crime did I commit? 6 predators on their platform are no longer harming their users, because I got them arrested in real life. I did the job that they should have been doing, and they repaid me by terminating every account I own, and saying they would sue me if I ever touched their site again. Before this, Roblox's safety failures were impossible to ignore. Predators roamed freely, reports went unanswered, and even employees were admitting that this was happening by literal design. That cease and desist didn't silence me though. All it did was confirm my darkest suspicions about the company, and well, it did for the rest of the world too. Because in the following week, Roblox's stock tanked by $12 billion. The Attorney General of Louisiana filed a massive lawsuit accusing them of putting profits over safety. Roblox aggressively pushed back, releasing statements after statements trying to discredit me. Roblox forced me out of the
Hang on, let's back up. Let's back up a couple of minutes there.
accusing them of putting profits over safety. Roblox.
If you guys have not seen this meeting, I would highly advise you guys watch at least bits and pieces of it. Okay. They said some things in there that were absolutely unfounded, that were just downright insulting, and comparing Schlep to one of the comparing Schlep to the very predators that they were catching on their platform. And so there was AI that you could see in the background here with this douchebag, and then this whatever the fuck she is. There was some AI stuff going on with her, and then this creeper right here is just saying some out of pocket shit. So, but it gets a lot weirder than that.
Roblox aggressively pushed back, releasing statements after statements trying to discredit me. Roblox forced me out of the woodwork to defend myself, and I dropped a video refuting these claims. It exploded overnight, and it became one of the fastest growing videos in the history of Roblox. If Roblox sent me a cease and desist over a few videos getting over 1 million views, what were they about to do next? There was no next, no response, no statement, just silence. And that silence didn't feel normal. It felt intentional, calculated even. It felt like they were quietly preparing for something big, and at the time, I just didn't know what. Before I show you the next letter they send me, we need to see the full picture so we can really get an understanding of how crazy this is. All of this started because Roblox sent me a cease and desist for catching predators on their platform and reporting them to law enforcement.
That they would then video, they would report to the police, and then only after would they let Roblox know.
The real reason why they sent me a cease and desist letter is because what I'm doing contradicts the image that they're trying to build. An image that is the safest place for anyone on the entire internet. That's not me paraphrasing either.
Ultimately, Roblox is the safest place for anyone on the internet.
We can say.
Right. The safest place for anyone on the internet. However, when it comes to actual victims, they do nothing about it. They sweep it under the rug. What's really crazy to me is that these people, these evil fucking people, I would even call them people, these animals, these evil fucking animals would be, I mean, it seems like they are more than happy to continue allowing, actually encouraging, because this motherfucker right here, this douchebag, creepy looking motherfucker, if I remember correctly, he was actually praising Meep City. Meep City is a game within Roblox that is extremely inappropriate, especially around children. So, and he was promoting that. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. These people, since they are encouraging all of this behavior, they all should receive criminal charges. All of them. The entirety of Roblox leadership should receive criminal charges. They should, absolutely. If it were not for these guys, right, and the decisions that they have made to prioritize profit over children's safety, like they claim they love they take so seriously and they love so much to do, then Schlep wouldn't even exist. Schlep is a byproduct of their decisions of greed over safety, especially when it comes to children. If you know anyone or have children yourself that play Roblox, please take them off of it. Okay? Take them off of it until Roblox completely gets reformed. Until it's completely reformed from the top down. Okay? We should absolutely take children off of it. Because children represent, I believe, 60%. Ages, I believe, 14 at the most. 60%. 65%. That's right. 65%. So it's majority kids that are playing Roblox. And they're actively being exploited, and these sick motherfuckers are okay with it.
That safety issues are not widespread or systemic on Roblox. Our guiding vision is to create the safest, most civil community in the world.
A lot of the negative press has come from things that have happened 5 years ago.
Right, so just let it go. So just let it go because it happened 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Roblox is a lot different than 5 years, or now Roblox, right? 5 years ago, Roblox didn't prioritize safety, but Roblox now does. That's why they sent him a cease and desist letter, because they were just destroying his image, destroying their reputation. It's not Schlep's fault that they had lost $12 billion. It's Roblox's fault. It's the leadership at Roblox that they are the reason why they lost $12 billion. I want to see criminal charges for these people. That's what I want to see.
Roblox allows players as young as 5 onto the platform and features brands like Sesame Street, Blippi, and My Little Pony, designed to reach audiences even younger than that. Yet right now, Roblox is hosting a game called Row Social. This is a...
If you guys don't know, I know I'm pausing this quite a bit, but if you guys don't know, David, the CEO, was actively talking about adding some kind of a Tinder-style dating platform for Roblox, a children's platform, an 18-plus platform within Roblox. Why? That's disgusting. Are they going to put it in Meep City? I wonder.
Clone of an 18-plus platform called Omegle, and it got sued out of existence for widespread exploitation. It now has a home on Roblox. You click a button and you instantly connect into a chat room with a random stranger. You have zero idea who the other person is beyond the screen. To give you an idea of how bad this game is, I had someone run a test of 100 conversations, and 36 of them broke the terms of service of Roblox. It's ironic that Roblox accused me of sharing personally identifiable information, while at the same time profiting...
Hang on. What were those numbers again?
18-plus platform called Omegle, and it got sued out of existence for widespread exploitation. It now has a home on Roblox. You click a button and you instantly connect into a chat room with a random stranger. You have zero idea who the other person is beyond the screen. To give you an idea of how bad this game is, I had someone run a test of 100 conversations, and 36 of them broke the...
That's 36%. This is supposed to be on a children's or is this supposed to be on a children's game? A children's gaming platform. You have 36% of freaks, absolute degenerates, creeps, preying on children, exploiting children. Bro. That's fucking disgusting.
terms the service of Roblox. It's ironic that Roblox accused me of sharing personally identifiable information while at the same time profiting off of an exploitive game built around that. Quick update. I showed this game to a known Roblox developer with contacts. After seeing what this game allowed, he filed an official Roblox support ticket, and absolutely nothing happened. Because of this, he decided to go public, sharing how insane it was for a game like this to even exist in the first place. And only then did Roblox finally take the game down. By then, this game had already amassed over 2 million visits. Who knows how many people got exploited because of this game. It's also worth noting that Roblox allowed another Omegle-style clone to reach a quarter of
Not just exploited, but how many children were exploited, and their stories have been swept under the rug, just like Schlep here. This is why people like Schlep are so important. I wish I could do stuff like this. And I think at some point later on down the road, we will be doing stuff like this here on the channel. I would love to do some stuff like this. I would love to do some collaborations with Schlep, or with Oma, or with Gideon, or Skeeter. I would love to do some collabs with those guys. Guys, I don't think we really understand how much of a problem preying on children is here in America.
1 billion visits before it was finally taken down in June. But it wasn't taken down by Roblox. The developer of this game took it down themselves because there was so much exploitation going on in it. If the developers are the ones shutting down their own games because of that, that shows there is a severe and critical safety failure going on at this company. Roblox, as of this moment, allows and hosts a Tinder-style game called Friend Me. It was removed 2 years ago, and yet Roblox allowed it to come back under a new name. It works exactly like Tinder. Swipe left to skip, swipe right to like. And if you match with them, you get put in a private chat where, to nobody's surprise, the exact same activity takes place. This is only a small amount of the widespread exploitation issues taking place on Roblox. No matter what age, what type of player you are on Roblox, at the minimum, you will be exposed to inappropriate themes at the very least. And that is because how
Korea baths, Oliver's bathroom, public bathroom, voice chat, that's disgusting, pool rooms, restroom, I think, with a mini city, what? Line to the bathroom, public toilet simulator, what? Ew, dude. Boys and girls high school, bro. Public swimming pool, public bathroom, my toilet. Why are these always about bathrooms? That's what really disturbs me the most. Things that are supposed to be private, right? Things that are supposed to be private. Bathrooms. Bathrooms are supposed to be a place of privacy. Not with predators, not with pedophiles. No. Dude, this is disgusting.
How bad Roblox's moderation system truly is. Roblox is actively funneling their users onto a platform called Discord, one of the most unsafe, unregulated spaces on the entire internet. All you have to do is click a button, zero warning about what is taking place on this platform, you are entered into one of these servers. Roblox and Discord's relationship can only be seen as business partners. They're not only directly integrated into each other's platforms, Roblox has actually gone as far as to buy software on Discord. Roblox and Discord are named as defendants in multiple lawsuits because people have been hurt because of this. Roblox loves to tout around about adding 100 new safety features this year. Well, I had someone put these safety features to the test. New account, youngest age possible, every single restriction turned on, and chat disabled. You think you'd be safe.
Do you guys know what the youngest age is? Because I have no idea. I have no idea. Actually, let's find out. Let's find out, shall we? Let's see. Youngest age. limit for Roblox. Oops. There is no official minimum age for Roblox. Okay, that's interesting. For users under 13, which the majority of Roblox players are. So I'm assuming younger than 13. Okay.
Right? Not even close. What you're looking at is pixels, because beyond that point, it is too graphic to even show or describe here. And Roblox's own algorithm recommends games like this to their own users. Their parental game blacklist caps at 100. Mind you, there are millions of games on this platform. There's no avatar controls, meaning whatever another person creates, you can see. Roblox doesn't have a comprehensive reporting outcome dashboard. Roblox doesn't have a whitelist feature, allowing parents to only select a certain amount of games that their kids can play. YouTube Kids literally has this, and their own employees at the company have stated safety features have been denied because it hurt engagement. Then there's the awful Roblox reporting system. We've sent
Dude. If I don't see criminal charges, I'm going to lose my shit. I will scream this from the rooftops until I either lose my voice or they shut me up. I want to see criminal charges for the entirety of whoever is allowing this, encouraging this to happen. That's what I want to see.
Roblox reports of predators through their system after felony arrests, and in multiple cases they refuse to act until I made videos. Ask anyone in the community. People have lost faith in the moderation system entirely. Their own numbers show one of the lowest moderator to user ratios than any other major social media platform. And just remember, those other platforms aren't marketed to the youngest demographics online. They claim a lot of the negative press has come from things that happened 5 years ago. The major situations creating the biggest buzz have happened within the last 1 to 2 years. And the person who said that, she works for Roblox, while sitting on multiple councils shaping online safety policy. Lawsuits against Roblox have pointed out this insane conflict of interest, influencing safety legislation while working for the company under scrutiny. But this is the core of Roblox, a billion-dollar company that calls itself the safest place on the internet for anyone, while knowingly hosting, profiting, and ignoring one of the most dangerous ecosystems on the internet. To get a full grasp of everything, we need to start by assembling a timeline. This was the last video I did regarding a Roblox predator I caught. In this video, I talked about how Roblox was a suppressive company towards people calling out their moderation. Ironic because 15 days later, Roblox sends me a cease and desist letter. They banned every account I own, including ones that go back to when I was a little kid, and Roblox threatened to sue me for computer fraud if I ever touched their site again. The next day, I released the news, and for 3 days straight after it, it was trending on Twitter. Calls for boycotts, TikToks, videos. For a short while, it became the topic of the internet. But behind the scenes, I was...
How can you sue someone for computer fraud? But that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. It's not like he's concealing his IP address. It's not like he's concealing his identity. They're using a decoy, sure. But, bro, what? Fucking evil people, dude.
Was talking to law firms, and I officially retained SGGH and Milberg. This law firm in particular is representing 1,000 clients between Roblox and Discord abuse. On the 14th, with my law firm, we put out a statement. We pointed out the pure irony of this cease and desist, and that SGGH was representing my claims against the company. In this statement, it was also revealed that Chris Hansen was creating a documentary on Roblox, and that he got in touch with me to show his support. And on the same exact day, Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrell General filed her giant lawsuit against Roblox. In this, she pointed out games that I mentioned in my Predator catches. That if Roblox heard me out, this lawsuit might not have even existed. The next day, my law firm sent a letter to Roblox. We broke down how unjustified and unfair this ban was, and how Roblox was never giving this sort of treatment to any predators on their platform. We also said that any form of communication must be routed through my legal counsel, and how if Roblox did try to pursue anything, that my law firm would fight tooth and nail under California's anti-SLAP laws. Roblox's law firm responded that they received the letter, and that was it. That was the last communication we had with them up until this point. It's also worth noting during this time frame, Roblox was putting out statements after statements, going as far as to compare me to actual predators. They labeled my work as vigilantism, claiming I was taking the law into my own hands. But the truth is, law enforcement themselves have publicly gone on record in public statements that they're grateful for people like me who step.
What an insult. Someone who was preyed upon by an absolute monster to then have someone call you one of those same monsters knowing you're not one. Yeah, dude, these people deserve to lose everything they have. They deserve to lose everything that they have. And then you also have other content creators who are coming out and supporting this. Roblox, I mean. And I forget the names. It's been a while since I've done a video or a live stream over this. Actually, I think this is the first live stream I've done over Roblox, but I did a video a while back about Roblox, and I remember I actually did a short on some weirdo, massive YouTuber, but he's a fucking weirdo. He was actively attacking Schlep. And from what I heard in my own comment section, I heard that someone was saying that this same YouTuber that was attacking Schlep was also going to send some of that hate my way as well, which I don't fucking care. It's not like I'm going to listen to you stupid fucks anyways. So bring it on. I don't give a fuck. I know the kind of people you are anyways. You defend pedophiles. So go fuck yourself. Okay? I need to calm down before I get too heated here. But dude, it's such a slap to the face. You know, why is it that anyone would listen to anything that Roblox leadership has to say at all after they had specifically compared him to the predators that he was catching? No one should be listening to Roblox at all. I really want to see how these lawsuits are going to turn out. And I would love to see criminal charges against these people too.
Forward and give them evidence, which ends up resulting in an arrest. As of right now, videos on my channel have resulted in people being put on the registry, and the only ones taking law into their own hands were the police. They were the ones placing the handcuffs time and time again. But anyways, back to the timeline. This is when my video dropped defending myself against Roblox's baseless allegations. The anger online reached its maximum capacity. It had just passed the threshold for the company. Their stock dropping, lawsuits, news outlets, an entire online movement. What were they about to do next?
Hi, Michael. I understand our decision to moderate and ban your accounts came as a surprise and something you wholeheartedly disagree with. That said, our intent has been to keep the platform safe, and I believe that is something we have in common. Would you be up for a conversation to see if there's some way we can keep you active in the Roblox community?
Since the very beginning, I had been begging Roblox for a direct line of communication. Just one person inside of the company who would listen to me. Time after time, they ignored me. I told them how I was victimized on their platform, how I was trying to help make it safer, and how I had evidence and information that they crucially needed. Never once did they hear me out. Then, after them threatening to sue me for computer fraud, an entire online movement, and them losing $12 billion in market value, they finally decide to hear me out. They had the nerve to say we share the same interests. Really? Because in your response to me, the CEO was defending the game Meep City. And in this, they said it wasn't the developer's fault, even though he was enabling these features and has publicly made statements like this. This game has 16 billion visits, and it's been one of the biggest safety problems on the platform for almost a decade now. To prove how unsafe this was, one of the biggest Roblox content creators joined this game, and within 4 seconds, they were exposed to inappropriate stuff. This was the game Roblox was defending. We're supposed to believe you guys care about safety? Trust me, I want to believe you. You have no idea how much I want that to be true. But how can we believe that after everything that has just happened? Then came the part about keeping me active within the Roblox community. This was their supposed olive branch, my supposed ticket back onto the platform I'd been playing since I was a little kid. But the thing is, this was never about me getting unbanned. It was about the victims, the players, the community that has been neglected forever. Roblox thought that this was
Not just that, it was about getting these criminals off the fucking streets. Right? Off the fucking streets. Getting these monsters. Right? Bringing these monsters to justice is what it was about. Because Schlep wanted to be the voice, wanted to be someone for the victims that they never got. And these monsters, these demonstrous people, these animals, actively took the side of these degenerates, these sick people.
About a few accounts. They thought if they just pressed the unban button, all of this would go away. I would trade every single account I own for Roblox to make the basic moves in safety that they did after Liz Merle filed her lawsuit. They should have made these changes a decade ago. And who knows how many people this has prevented from getting exploited. What they don't understand that you and I both get is that Free Schlep was never about me. It was about exposing the systemic safety failures that I proved existed before and that I still proved existed today. It was about how Roblox will show immense force against someone trying to simply help, but never share that same energy with predators that are operating freely on their platform. And it's also worth considering the person who wrote this email wasn't just Roblox, it was Matt Kaufman. Matt Kaufman was just comparing me to actual predators. But in this, he insinuates bringing me back onto the platform. That's how disingenuous all of this reads. But none of this at all compares to the biggest red flag in all of this. Going back to the timeline, when we responded to Roblox's cease and desist, we explicitly wrote them that all communication must go through my legal counsel. This email was sent directly to me through the 2 emails that they sent the cease and desist through. Matt Kaufman went behind my lawyer's back to directly contact me. This wasn't just insanely inappropriate, but it was also really suspicious. This, at the end of the day, was just a PR war for Roblox. I had to consider, was this a possible trap? Were they trying to bait me? Something just reeked so fishy about this, and I wasn't gonna go into this blind. As of this very moment, I'm still open to talk to Roblox about how they could fix safety problems, but one key thing needs to happen. It needs to be in good faith, and I needed to make sure this email was actually in good faith. So before I did anything, I waited for one thing in particular. I wanted to see the next statement Roblox would make about me, because if they believed my intentions were good, then logically, if they were acting in good faith, they would stop lying about me in the media. To nobody's surprise at all, they kept going. Their smear campaign continued despite Matt Kaufman's email to me. That's when it clicked. This email didn't come from a place of sincerity. It came from fear. In just a week,
It did not come from fear. That's where I disagree with Schlep. It did not come from fear. Maybe anxiousness, because they lost $12 billion in profit. Maybe that. But it didn't come from fear. These people aren't scared of you, Schlep. They hate you. They actively hate you because you are someone who stands for the truth, and the truth threatens their entire livelihood. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's a place of hatred. It's not fear.
Roblox was set to host their biggest yearly event, their equivalent of an Apple keynote. This moment defines their public image for the next year. At the same time, David was on stage at this event. I was going to be on stage with no other than Chris Hansen, also a detective who's actually worked on Roblox predator cases, and my lawyer. Roblox releases their statements claiming they have experts. It's only what they're claiming. For me, the people who had my back were real.
Do you know what Roblox is? Because if you don't, your children do. And if you've been following this on social media, you will know this next young man I'm going to introduce, Michael Schlep. Michael is a key part of our investigation as his attorney. Steve is a lawyer based in Chicago. His firm is representing more than 500 cases of people like...
Do you hear that, guys? More than 500 cases. More than 500 cases they have against Roblox.
Like Schlep. And we're also very fortunate to be joined...
And that's coming from everywhere. Texas, Louisiana, I believe Arkansas, all over the country. All over the country. 500 cases. Who knows how many more?
By a dedicated detective, Henrik Austin, from the Marion County, Florida Sheriff's Department, with whom I've been working on this very investigation. Welcome, Detective. Thank you. Schlep, let's start with you. Tell me about your early experience on Roblox. Why did you enjoy interacting on the platform?
Well, Roblox, it was a children's game, you know. It was like little Legos, you know. I thought it was a cool game. It evolved into me like taking it seriously, learning programming a little bit, and you know, I thought it was cool, but it was pretty like crazy to see like how it evolved from something innocent to something really bad.
There was a series of incidents where a very well-known content creator targeted you.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened.
I met a very popular game developer. You know, I looked up to him because he created a game.
He was a bit of a hero to you.
Yeah, he created a game that I really liked. You know, I was like, oh my gosh, he's talking to me, he's interacting with me. I'm just a little kid. I didn't think anything of it. And what was created was this power dynamic. It evolved into him taking advantage of me, and it went on for years. And my mom contacted Roblox about the stuff that happened to me, and they totally brushed her off. That's just ridiculous.
No action whatsoever.
No action.
Your son going through a really tough time. We want to assure we will do anything in our power to help you further. For this, we will be escalating this. We will be escalating this. Any more additional information, whatever additional resources available on these websites. If he was having problems with any other players on Roblox, you should use the report abuse button. We want everyone to enjoy their experience on Roblox. We have moderators online around, and safe for all players. Remember, even though you cannot see if an account is moderated, our team does take action against accounts caught violating terms of service. Law for them to do that to you. Okay. Please contact the police. Aren't they supposed to be doing that? Right? Please contact the police. So just go away. Shoo, you peasant. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. Go away. Who cares about your kid? Really? Whoever Carlos is, you're a piece of shit.
Until years later, until another female developer came forward about her experiences, and only then he finally got removed.
And Schlep, I want to talk in a moment about your recent activism, but first I want to hear from your attorney. Steve, this is one of more than 500 cases your firm is handling against Roblox.
Yes, that's correct. And we now represent over 800, Chris, survivors attributable to Roblox and to Discord. Just a shocking number of cases in and of itself. But we're one firm, and what we're finding is that there are thousands of survivors like Schlep.
Detective Austin and I have known each other for several months. We had sat down and interviewed Detective Austin about his cases in Marion County involving Roblox. And listen to this for a second. Not only did they bust a 16-year-old, but there's another case in Marion County, in this one county in Central Florida. So if those two cases come to our attention just in Marion County, Florida, what is happening in the rest of Florida? What is happening in the rest of the United States? What is happening in the rest of the world?
For those of you that don't know about NCMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children provided us with some information about someone that was believed to live within my jurisdiction, that they were engaging in quite a bit of exploitive behavior,
Dude, what a disgustingly built fucking cave troll, dude. There's always a look to these people. They always look like absolute shit. You notice that? Almost always they look like absolute horse shit. I mean, builds look like someone just stuffed a whole roll of tinfoil into a microwave. That's what they look like. Disgusting, dude.
extremely explicit conversations, executed a search warrant on the residence of the person I believed to be the predator, and met Christian Scribbin. You know, we had quite a conversation, and it was unbelievable to see his perspective and the scope of just what one person, one 7-year-old person can do in a short amount of time.
Dealing with Roblox, is enough being done, in your opinion, as a detective?
I can speculate on exactly what's being done and what's not being done. I can say that when I had...
Hey, Nate, how you doing, buddy? This is the only thing I hate about... Well, I hate to tell you, but over 60... around 65% of Roblox's population is children. Okay? So you better watch yourself. All right? I believe, and so some of them go even younger than 13. All right. I believe actually most of them are 14 and below. All right. So this has been a problem for a long time, over a decade now. So, yeah.
This particular case, I don't know if it was because of the media coverage it received, or if it was for some other reason, but I did meet with Roblox.
Even 3 years old play Roblox? Even 3-year-olds play. Really? Oh, really? I would absolutely lose my shit on people who are preying on 3-year-olds, dude. See, you weren't here, what, 20 minutes ago when we were talking about Meep City? I'm sure you already know about Meep City since you've played Roblox. Dude, it's absolutely disgusting. But 3 years old? I didn't know 3-year-olds were playing Roblox. Okay, you've been playing. Yep. How long have you been playing Roblox? I imagine for quite a bit, right? Did you happen to have any experiences yourself? Um, if you do, I want you to go to the police about it immediately. All right? No waiting around. If you see it, or if something like that happens to you, please tell your parents and go to the police immediately. And I do mean immediately. Don't go to Roblox about it, because they will do exactly what they did to Schlep. I don't know how much you know about Schlep, but they will absolutely brush it off, because Roblox cares more about their image than they do about your safety as a child. So be careful. I would even hop off of Roblox. Do not be on Roblox at all. Okay? And any friends that you know that may be playing it, please tell them to stop. Okay? Until these problems are done, or until these problems are fixed, no one should be having their children on Roblox at all. This should not be a problem, but it is because of corporate greed.
Over.
And you know what? Oh wow, 2017. Wow. 8 years ago. Wow, so you joined at a very young age. You see, I never really knew a whole lot about Roblox until this whole thing about Schlep even came out. Well, no, I would say even a little bit before that, because I had heard about Roblox here and there, but I didn't really. I knew it was a kids game, and I wasn't really into Lego looking stuff, anyways. Now Fortnite was a different story. When I was stationed in Korea, I would play Fortnite a little bit, but I grew out of that. It just got pretty stale. Pretty sure Roblox was not that weird back then. Well, Schlep is 22, I think. 21 or 22. And he was preyed on when he was a kid. I think even younger than you. Right? So, that was quite a while ago. All right? That had to have been over a decade ago. Okay? The reason why a lot of people think it wasn't that weird back then is because everything was being hush-hushed, right? With all of this technology advancement that we have now, because, or I should say all these platforms, X, Instagram, YouTube, it's a lot easier to see what's going on because of the access to the internet that we have. That's what's different, right? And people post everything. Unfortunately, they post way too much, but people do post a lot, and we're so interconnected, right, that eventually things come out. So it just wasn't that same deal, right? 10 years ago. So yeah, but it was just as weird. It just didn't have a whole lot of coverage on it. That's what I was looking for. Oh yeah, speaking of posting, I'm working. Oh, you're working on a video? That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Good deal, bro. You'll have to shoot that over to me whenever you got it up. I'll be more than happy to check it out. What kind of content are you doing? I'll check it out for sure.
Zoom call, I met with quite a bit of their outreach people, and we spoke about certain things that could change, things to take away from this particular case. I think until we can say
It's something like Baldy Basics on crack. What's Baldy Basics? I have no idea what that is. Something like Baldy Basics. Oh, yeah, I have no idea what Baldy Basics is. Here, I guess what we could do is boom and then pop this over here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. While we're watching this here, I will look that up.
Say that this is not happening anymore, enough is not being done.
What made you decide to show this predatory activity that was going on Roblox? What made you become an advocate for this?
So I started out as just a normal Roblox content creator. I made games on like a really basic kids game. You would see it, you would not think there's any way predators could infiltrate this game or any.
That's pretty interesting. It's an education type stuff. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah. No. I grew up with what is it? Kids Pop, I think. What was it? Pop Brain or something. Brain Pop. That's it. Brain Pop. Here, I'll pull this up. I grew up with Brain Pop. And I'll bring this over here. This is Brain Pop. I grew up with Brain Pop. That is how we learned. So yeah.
Anything like that.
Oh. It's based on a horror game where your teacher tries to get you. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. And sometimes I do not want to know what he is doing with his. He's gonna smack you over the head with it. Bonk. Better watch out. So you better get to studying.
That. And what I saw was there were people trying to do horrible stuff.
Are you having a good night, buddy? Probably. Could be. I don't know.
And it blew my mind. Like, because this is a community I really cared about. I was very involved in. And, you know, I would get emails saying, hey, there's this predator. He's messaging me inappropriately. And this is his Roblox account. Can you do something? And there was really nothing I could do. But, I mean,
I forgot about this part. This is what led to him starting his YouTube. As he was getting all of this information, all of these emails from other people that were actively being creeped on, he just snapped one day and just started doing something about it. It's like something, I don't know, it's just, I think it's something within men in particular where you have enough of something and you just go out and take action, right? This is what has led to me starting the channel here, right? I don't know if you watch Legion of Men on YouTube, but there's a man by the name of Bo Refik, and Nathan, I would highly advise you take a look into his channel as well, because as a young man coming up, you're going to need that information. Now, I would also advise you checking out my earlier videos, right? Because that's when my earliest videos is when I was doing mainly men's stuff. But it is good it's good information to you for you to have, right? But he really opened my eyes on a lot of things, and so as I was watching his videos and watching his live streams, joining it, I finally had enough of just bitching and complaining about just watching videos, just leaving comments and videos, and excuse me, and I would much rather make my own, right? Because I want to be an active part to help change this society. So here I am. But I'm just hoping that I'm helping you guys in whatever way possible, if only a little bit, you know.
As time went on, these messages only just increased in volume, and then I created my current main channel, Schlep, and on that channel, it just exploded. I was getting these emails more than daily.
You exposed at least 6 different predators on Roblox, all 6 of which all 6 of whom were prosecuted by law enforcement. But you went to Roblox.
Here's the thing. These guys really don't get the sentencing that they really deserve. I believe it was Representative Anna Luna, right? Was it from Florida, I think? That was proposing harsher punishments like the death penalty or life imprisonment for offenders, right, of children. And so that's exactly what these guys deserve. That is exactly what, no less. No less. Right. Because the only thing that these people have gotten sentence-wise are anywhere from 5 years to 20 years, and that's max. Okay? It's very rare that they get child groomers, right? Child abusers, a longer sentence than 15 years. It's very rare. And so that really needs to change. But then again, if we just give them the wood chipper, then I don't really have to worry too much about it, right? So, it's what they deserve. Because if you want to harm children, you're not fit to live in a society that lives based on law. You don't deserve to be a part of society. So
Roblox first.
So yeah, we would find Roblox predators, and we would set up little decoy stings, and these predators would show up, and we would sit down, we would have a conversation sort of similar to what you do, and they would
By the way, I was 22 when I started in health reporter. That's how old Schlep is now. Just saying.
Yeah, we would talk to them, and a lot of times when the cops would show up, they would just admit to everything. Even after being Mirandized, they would be like, yeah, I was here to do this. They would just bring charges on them every single time.
And how did Roblox respond?
Well, that's also because you directly asked them if they're ever going to do what they did to your decoy ever again. And they answer. So, good on you for getting that information out of them, which is exactly what you really should be doing with these people. Yeah.
In multiple instances, after we got these felony arrests, we would send them the same Google Drives that we were sending to law enforcement, and they would not take action until after our videos would release, which would get millions of views.
You get millions of views on these videos. It can't be a proud moment for Roblox. It's somewhat embarrassing. What does Roblox do then?
I made it very clear to Roblox, you know, I was willing to handle stuff privately with them, and I just wanted a line to the company. After one of my first arrests, that was literally what I put out. I was victimized on this platform as a kid, and that I wanted a line.
If Schlep ever sees this live stream, these videos that I make, don't ever back down. Don't ever back down. You start to show a single sign of weakness, they will exploit that for everything. Everything. I'm so surprised that they haven't tried even harder to bankrupt Schlep or threaten him even more. I'm super surprised. But then again, with the pretty much entirety of the internet, it makes complete sense to why they didn't pressure him even further. Makes sense. But, you know.
So I could properly communicate with them to report these individuals. They never gave me anything until what happened very recently.
Which was?
A cease and desist letter.
A cease and desist letter. So get this, all right? Schlep, who's doing this work, receives a cease and desist letter from Roblox, essentially threatening legal action and insinuating that he was breaking the law and certainly breaking the terms of service. With Roblox.
Free
They
Schlep.
had an opportunity
Free
to
Schlep.
make
Free my
Schlep,
boy.
a partner, an ambassador of moderation of safety, and instead, what we're seeing is Roblox has its public-facing actions, which are very, flowery, positive statements about everything it's doing about safety.
Of course.
Behind the scenes, they're trying to silence critics. They are removing content that Schlep and others have identified to.
Nate, I don't know if I'm gonna just call you Nate. Nate, I don't know if you've been seeing what's going on, or any of you guys out there, but they have been actively taking down. I believe there was a whole game that was dedicated to freeing Schlep, and I think within 24 hours, it was terminated. Matter of fact, I do know that you actively get banned if you join a game and on the open chat you type free hashtag free Schlep. I do know that you get bans for that. Isn't that crazy? This is how much they hate the truth. These people are evil. They don't want the truth. They want to hide the truth because they profit off of that. They profit off of these lies. That's how disgusting these people are.
From their platform to cover their tracks, and they are trying to move cases that have been filed, including cases that we filed into conflict that Schlep and others have identified from their platform.
Okay, bathroom games on Roblox should not exist. 100% agree. Predators are everywhere. Parents, your kids could be playing this. Yep. Just a little bit ago, we were looking at all of these. We were looking at public bathroom simulator, public bathroom RP, all kinds of different disgusting shit. Roblox is healing. Game results for bathroom 3 hours ago versus now. They're all, oh, really? Interesting. Well, I mean, you still have Toilet Simulator, My Toilet. You still have all these different games that still should not be on a children's platform at all. Shouldn't be.
To cover their tracks, and they are trying to move cases that have been filed, including cases that we filed, into confidential arbitration, where public scrutiny of the choices they made, of what they knew when they knew it, would be completely impossible.
Is this arbitration a normal part of dealing with a case like this, or is this a way to hush people?
It's a way to hush survivors assault. It's something that the United States Congress in 2023 decided through legislation that they were not going to permit. But it's not even just a question of law, because we're confident we're going to beat down the arbitration provisions, but it's a question of values for Roblox. What are Roblox's values? And they have core values that they represent to the public, and I can tell.
All right, well, let's take a look at these values. Our values are the core of everything we do, from how we run the business, to the builders we hire, to the platform we have created. Respect the community. We consider our impact on the world. Strive to make decisions with everyone's best interest in mind, and communicate authentically. Really, authentically, okay. We prioritize our community before company. Right. Company before team, and team before individual. Oh, I am absolutely sure. We are responsible. We are empowered and responsible for both the intended and unintended consequences of our actions. Are you sure about that? David? Mike? Sure about that? I think his name is Mike. I can't remember. He has a forgettable face and a forgettable name, so. Anyways, take the long view, whatever that means. We drive innovation. Oh, thinking long term. Okay, you could have just fucking said that. We drive innovation by setting a long-term vision, even when making short-term decisions. Oh, I'm absolutely sure. $12 billion, you decided to take that road. Okay. Get stuff done. Yeah, like getting lawsuits done. Congratulations. We drive execution every day by taking initiative and relentlessly iterating toward long-term goals, like getting sued into oblivion. Case in point, guys, if you ever want to know how to run a company into the ground, take notes from Roblox.
If you go look them up, they're the complete opposite of pushing minors into a confidential arbitration.
Detective.
Hang on, I want to make sure I'm getting this guy's name right, just so I'm not looking like a fucking idiot. Hang on just a second here. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Have in common. Would you be up for a conversation to see?
Yep, Michael. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Of law, because we're confident we're going to beat down the arbitration provisions.
I was right.
But it's a
right.
question of
is
values for Roblox. What are Roblox's values? And they have core values that they represent to the public. And I can tell you, if you go look them up, they're the complete opposite of pushing minors into a confidential arbitration.
Detective, I don't want to put you in a position to give away tradecraft, because this work you do is so critical and so important, and we've had the benefit of seeing you in action. But based upon your work, going after predators and people who exploit children, are you surprised at the level of predatory activity on this platform?
I'm not surprised based on how it is set up. I am shocked that it is there and that it is continuing. I feel that there's specific things.
Encouraged. Well, I wouldn't say encouraged. Well, no, fuck that. I would say encouraged, actually, because they are promoting Meep City. So I would say not only enabled, but encouraged as well. Don't forget that.
Things that, getting into tradecraft, I can't specifically talk about here, but very specific things that could be done that would be easy, that would quash a significant amount of it. I know that information has been relayed by myself and other investigators.
So you and other detectives have shared your thoughts about this based upon real-life investigative experience to the company, to Roblox.
Yes, and they facilitated those interactions, which, on the one hand, that's fantastic. I meet with them, we talk about a few things, they say, okay, we'll have to get with our people. I'm at another interaction several months later, and the same things are brought up by other people, and the reaction is the same. Oh, these are great ideas. The same people I spoke to several months ago. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. All I know is of children is continuing.
It's continuing as we sit here on this stage, even though you and others have given suggestions, concrete steps to prevent it from happening. Detective, what do you say based upon everything you've learned, everything you know about the activity on this platform? What do you say to parents?
I'd say that there are individuals, a significant amount of individuals on that platform who have a obscure interest in the violation.
Okay, so let's say okay, so we know that children, I think under age 14, represent 65% of the population and play Roblox. Okay, now let's even say that adults, right? Perhaps actually let's do this. Nation of children are on oops. Who play Roblox. Okay. Let's see here. That's images. We don't want images. We want. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what we got. Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Let me pull this. Oh. All right. Okay. All right. So, approximately 40% are under 13. Okay. Under 9, 20%. Total children under 13, 39.7 million. Okay. 9 to 12, 20%. 13 younger, 39%. Okay. So that is not 40%. Look, I mean, I'm not a math wizard, but that is not 40%. Okay. That is not 40%. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Under 13, not 13 and under, but under 13. Okay, yeah. So combine all those together, wow. That's pretty close to 70%. Okay. So, let's see. Other than that, let's see. Let's see. Population of children under 18. Okay. You made 2 cuts because I thought. Okay. Okay. I was wondering where you went off to. Let's see here. Let's see, with over 40% under 13. Okay, yeah, but large percent 13 to 16. Has to be a large number. Okay, so if it's a large percentage, it has to be most of it, right? So we can say about maybe another 40%, right? Just guesstimating here. So that would leave anywhere from 10 to 30%, right? Because if we're going to say, yeah, sure, maybe we can tack on 20% to that, but if it's a large percentage, right? If it's a large percentage, then half of all children under 16 were playing. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. So that would at least have to be 40%, right? At the very least. Okay. So well, that would leave anywhere from 10 to 30%, and we'll say 10 to 30%. Okay, we'll even get to 30%. That's absolutely insane. That's millions of people potentially 5, 10, maybe 15 million people, right? That is absolutely insane. I was remaking my video and okay, right on, bro, right on. Send me a link to the video. I'll check it out, bud. All right. Gotta fix this, and then we will get back to it. Move this back over here. Yeah, you can definitely send links for sure. And we'll check the video out here on stream too. I'll be more than happy to give you some stream time. All right, back to the video. We are almost done, and we still have quite a bit more to talk about. Let's see, where are we at for time? Time, we are at an hour. I don't want to go over 2. Okay, so we're gonna have to kind of speed through some things, just so that we're not taking too much time. All right, good deal, bud. All right.
Of innocence. And I would say, with that being the case, if it was my children, I would not put them on there. And so where it stands now, Roblox is inarguably not safe for children.
So you might be wondering how Roblox's event went while I was on stage speaking about them. Their event opened with a warning to anyone who planned on causing a disturbance.
We ask that everyone let presentations and discussions run without interruption. If an interruption does occur, that person will be asked to leave RDC.
Now, as we began taking the stage, their keynote...
Interesting. You fucking pieces of shit. Some of the times my channel ain't family friendly with words, but others good. Well, which I'm kind of surprised how you were able to access my content, because my content's not for children either. But I understand you're 17, right? But yeah. I would just be very careful with language, okay? All right? When you're I understand you're probably surrounded by other kids who are using around the same language. I get that. Okay? But until you leave, your parents' house, watch the language. And look, I know I'm not setting the best example when it comes to language. I know that. Okay? But especially if you want to start some stuff on YouTube, when you get monetized, you really gotta watch your stuff. Okay. I know they care about that. Okay, got it. Yeah. Some of the stuff I say too, I cut as well. Can't do that on live streams, obviously, and I'm trying the best that I can to watch my language here. So if I'm letting quite a bit slip in my life, you can understand how I am on my videos. So, I got you. Just be careful, man.
Began. While we were on stage talking about the real harm going on, the CEO of Roblox was on stage at his event talking about the idea of bringing dating onto the platform.
Let's up this to 18 plus. So this one's controversial, but here's what...
This is what...
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys know about that, too, but... Oh, dude, these people were evil, dude. They had it... I think it was even 16. I think it was even 16, and then they changed to 17. And now they're changing it to 18.
So
Isn't that crazy? I had to stop myself. Isn't that crazy? So, a dating Dating, guys, dating on a children's platform. 16 plus, 17 plus, now 18 plus. But it doesn't even matter. 18 plus should not be anywhere near a children's platform.
This one's controversial, but here's what.
This is while multiple lawsuits.
That's beyond controversial, you fucking ween. I gotta calm down.
Suits are being filed against Roblox every
down.
single week. Instead of addressing those cases, they are on stage at the exact same time we are, entertaining the idea of turning this app primarily played by kids into a dating platform. Then Roblox went ahead and rushed out a brand new panel to deal with all the outrage, to show how transparent they're being towards safety. And during the entire session, the word predator wasn't even mentioned once. They talked
Insane. At this point, Roblox turned into a child dream on creating stuff into a filthy, brain rot, sloppy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But guess what? Guess who runs it? I'm not going to call them PDF files, right? But it's very clear. And there are even pictures of Epstein with David. I don't know if you knew that or not. But there are pictures. Actually, let us see. With David. Now let's see here. I think that's AI. Yeah, that's AI. That is AI. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I think that's AI. Okay. Yeah, it seems like I was wrong about that. So I retract that statement. I was wrong about that. My bad. Okay. All right. But still stands to reason that these people are actively defending this behavior. Stands to reason. Can you still not call them a PDF if they never did? What? Well, no, you can't, because then that would be slander and incorrect, and you can get sued for that. Oh yeah, they used AI for. Oh yeah, they did. They absolutely did. It was absolutely disgusting. It was so disgusting, dude. I mean, at some of the stuff, I was just blown away at how they thought this was acceptable.
About safety while single-handedly ignoring the biggest safety problem on their platform. What do you call this other than PR theater? None of this remotely compares, though, to what happened when a CNBC journalist confronted the CEO at RDC about me live on television.
Now let's talk about safety. This is you did have a new safety announcement this year. The age estimation. Basically, someone takes a selfie, they could see it. At the same time, there was the Louisiana Attorney General's lawsuit against you. There's also the Schlep controversy, this sort of vigilante, so to speak, and you kicked him off your platform. As you guys continue to think about safety and go after this, why is it so easy for someone like a Schlep to go in and play Chris Hansen and sort of find these things that you guys aren't finding?
Yeah, I want to highlight.
To save you the next minute and 30 seconds, the CEO completely ignores the question. Instead, he goes on a tangent talking about how safe Roblox is. He talks about safety features and parental controls, which I've shown in this video are deeply flawed. And he doesn't acknowledge me once, despite me being the question. The interviewer asked,
okay, well, I want to see that that response. So we're gonna take a look at that.
Homeownership
response.
is often.
No, go away, bro. Go away. Okay. David Bazuki response by reporter at, was it DRC, right? I think it's DRC, right? Now let's see here. Let's see.
I want to highlight every single person we talk to, whether it's the general. I want to highlight every single person we talk to, whether it's the general, whether it's people in DC, whatever. It's universal. Around the world, everyone wants kids to be safe on platforms like Roblox, so that's really important. What we announced this week on Wednesday is really what we feel is going to become the industry standard. We're going to do it first. We're doing it before any laws, before any legislation. And in addition to everything we already do, and what we already do is there is no image sharing on Roblox. We filter all the text. We monitor for critical harms. And we really actually focus on keeping people on Roblox rather than other platforms where bad things tend to happen. We added 2 new things that we announced this week. Number 1, we're going to use age estimation, including ID or AI-based selfie, to literally know everyone's age on our platform who's using any form of communication, including filtered communication. The second thing we announced is generally we'll use this technology, for example, to adjust, should a minor ever talk to an adult unless they know each other in real life. So not from the law, not from, anything else. It's really our vision of safety. We think every other social communication platform is going to look at this and say, this is the new.
Right. So Schlep was absolutely right. David didn't mention Schlep at all. Not a single fucking time. Not a single time. But then he does go off on a tangent about safety policies that they are just now implementing after over 10 years of the program or the Roblox company, being founded, right? Over 10 years after this, predatory behavior against children being a massive fucking problem is only now that they start doing something about it. Facial ID? What about a driver's license? There's already a picture on there. Right? The DMV or the DMV already takes your information there. What about a driver's license, bro? Yeah, that's right. So I'm pretty sure I know this might be a dumb question, but I'm pretty sure you can only be 18 for a driver's license, and that's nationwide. I'm pretty sure, right? I'm pretty sure, unless there are some states, because I do know that there are some states that have age of consent is 18, and some are 16 and whatnot. But prank. What prank? What prank? Oh, I'm behind in the chat. Sorry, guys. I went off on a tangent myself. I'm over here, shitting on David for his tangents, and I'm over here going on my own. Sorry. Okay. I don't know if this was real, but just from a long time ago. Okay. One time, one of my family, I don't know which one, they pranked me with a Pepsi cup, and I thought it was a soda, but okay. No, it was vinegar. Oh, that sucks, man. That sucks, man.
Ask him once again, as direct as you possibly can.
Did you get him back? Let's hope you got him back.
Can be. If David ignores this, it will be most definitely viewed as him refusing to answer the question about my situation.
This is a very passionate issue among your user base and your community, and they find stuff too. And it was a big controversy when you kicked this guy off the platform.
Yeah, we want to highlight.
How should they be thinking about that?
Yeah, we want to highlight really. We have no tolerance for people who don't follow our policies. And so, for example, we don't allow people on our platform to impersonate other people or to do other things.
Oh, okay. Dude, David, you are such a piece of fucking shit. David, you're such a piece of shit. You are a piece of fucking shit. Oh, dude. I hate this person. I hate this person. There is one thing that I cannot stand in this world, and that is evil. Okay? And I hate evil people. This man is evil. He's look at those look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. Not a shred of life. Not a shred of life, not a shred of meaning in these eyes. Straight profit. Straight profit. No, I don't. No, I don't prank. Sometimes I just leave. Well, I mean, sometimes you can, but sometimes you gotta get back to, right? But back to this. Yeah, it's this is evil right here. This is evil. Oh well, not gonna answer the question that the reporter originally had. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you what we're doing now. Over 10 years after we started the company, I'm gonna tell you what we're doing now, and then I'm going to tell you why we kicked Schlep off of the platform. Well, that's because he violated our terms of service. Despite receiving all kinds of information beforehand, before going to the police, and then also after going to the police about it, and then before uploading the videos catching these guys, but he was violating our terms of service. Right? He's the one that's irresponsible. He's the one that is taking company over whatever the fuck they said was before company. I'm not gonna look for it, but yeah. Oh, dude, I hate these people, dude. I hate these people. I hate these people.
Things on our platform.
The CEO of Roblox is outright lying about me. I already addressed this point in my last video. Impersonation means I'm taking the identity of a real person. We have never once done that. Our decoys.
I don't like to be hateful. I really don't. I hate being hateful. I really do. But this is not a perfect world. It's one thing that we all have to understand. We can't be all sunshine and rainbows. Because evil actually exists out there. And the only thing that stands against evil is justice. And justice is often fueled by what? Hatred for evil, right? There you go.
Are fictional profiles built from nothing. The images used are from adults that work with us. Since there's no identity, there's nobody to impersonate. Roblox is once again painting me as a villain. But this moment here is different, because after demonizing me, he's about to try and play both sides.
We're really consistent, but I would highlight, we've reached out to Schlep, we've reached out to the general. We love their, feedback and input to how to scale our system. It's why we focus so much on keeping everyone on Roblox where they can share images, or where all text is filtered.
Roblox went from lying about me to praising my feedback in the same sentence. For more than a year, I had been begging this company for a line of communication. They ignored every attempt. Now they are using that inappropriate outreach to me as a PR talking point in interviews, as proof that they are engaging and doing their part. Here's what David does not say. He does not mention that they went behind my lawyers' backs. He does not mention that his team had spent weeks publicly in the media comparing me to predators and mislabeling me as a vigilante. He does not mention that even after the outreach, they continued attacking me, and that in this very same sentence where he pretends to play both sides, he is still lying about me. This is not a company trying to work with someone in good faith. This is a company trying to rewrite the record publicly while they continue the same behavior that they claim to have stopped. After this interview, my law firm made a letter to Roblox's legal team, which was also posted publicly. We mentioned all the following points on how inappropriate their behavior was. But we made it clear to Roblox, even after everything that they've done, we are still open to a conversation, but only on basic good faith terms.
If Roblox is sincerely interested in a constructive conversation about platform safety, we are open to engaging in such a dialogue, provided it is not conducted in a context where our client is simultaneously being threatened, publicly maligned, and privately courted without notice to his legal representatives. Critically, any such discussion must also address how Roblox intends tends to become accountable to the hundreds.
No. One YouTuber made a video on this, and they complained about it. But guess what? One YouTuber made a video on over the Roblox situation. There have been multiple YouTubers who have made videos on this. I'm one of them. I know Donut Operator made a video on this. I know JD Delay made a video on this. Who else made a video? I think they made a video that was saying he was actually. Well, of course they did. I mean, Mike specifically was comparing Schlep to the very people that they catch on Roblox, right? Okay, and then here they are still trying to play. This is what I hate about Americans, right? We want to play nice. No, these people don't care about playing nice. These people don't care. So it's time to go scorched earth on these people. Take everything they have. Every single thing. Because they took everything from those children. No. It's not time. Now is not the time for good faith. Or I'm sure for them. But now is not the time for good faith conversations with people that didn't care about good faith to begin with. No. Schlep, you need to go scorched earth on these people. Schlep, please go scorched earth on these people. Take everything that they have. I want to see that 12 billion multiplied times 3 or 4 or whatever the fuck it is for them to go bankrupt. I want their entire legacy to crash and burn. And every single one of those Preds that are on the platform to be put to justice. Preferably with Anna Luna's punishment. I'm hoping, What's your favorite bread? I would love to answer those questions, buddy. But we're talking about this stuff here. I don't really have a favorite bread, by the way. I'm a fat ass, so it's everything. Pumpkin bread's pretty good, but we're talking about this here. So if you want to keep it on this, that's fine. And I'm not trying to restrict you to whatever, but I don't want to go too much off topic. Okay.
If not thousands of individuals who have been exposed to predation as a result of using the platform. To date, despite publicly attacking Schlep and hastily introducing safety features in apparent response to the unfavorable publicity generated by his advocacy, neither Mr. Kaufman, Mr. Bazooki, nor any other representative of the company has asked a single question about the devastating number of survivors of misconduct facilitated through the Roblox platform.
It's been almost 2 months since that letter was sent to Roblox's law firm, and they have not responded to my attorneys. Roblox reached out.
Oh wait. Oh, who is was a Roblox safety officer, right? Matt. I was calling him Michael earlier. Oh my god, now I look like a moron. Matt Kaufman, that's right.
To me only after the damage was done, and the way they did it was inappropriate and self-serving.
I'm sorry.
They tried to hold that outreach.
I'm sorry, Schlep. My bad, dude. I was caught, dude. I was saying Michael. Okay, all right. Don't clip that, guys. Don't clip that, please. Please don't clip that. I meant to say Matt. Matt is a piece of shit. Matt's a piece of shit. Okay, all right. Never Michael. To all the Michaels out there, I'm sorry.
Up in the public as proof they engaged and cared about what I had to say, while still continuing the same disgusting attacks. Even after that, I didn't reject them. All I did was wait, and then I countered with 2 basic conditions: honesty and a basic discussion for the victims that they themselves have created. And well, that was too much for them. because they never responded back. Maybe I could have come back to Roblox. Maybe I could have even worked with them like they suggested. But if a company cannot agree to something as basic as speaking in good faith, then there's something deeper going wrong here. I will not trade.
They are actively violating your First Amendment right. Schlep, I want you to understand that, bro. They are actively violating your First Amendment right. That's what they're doing. That might be a class action lawsuit. Potentially. Well, I think that might be actually one of the lawsuits there. Should be, because that's exactly what they're doing.
My voice for a few Roblox accounts. At the end of the day, there's thousands of survivors who were not listened to, who were dismissed, who were harmed on a platform that told the world it was safe. After what happened to me when I was younger, I searched the world for that voice. I will not stop speaking out for the thousands of victims that this platform has created. And the reality is, I think Roblox knows this. And I think this is why they didn't reach back out. And if that means I'm banned forever and can never play this game again, well, so be it.
In terms of our investigation, our documentary, we've been, as you know, trying to schedule a sit-down interview with somebody from Roblox to discuss all of these issues in a very open and honest environment. And thus far, they are refusing to sit down for an interview. And when I pressed as to why they wouldn't want to sit down, a spokesperson told me it was because I interviewed you and the Louisiana Attorney General.
The irony of Roblox going on live television saying they value the
So they're bullying me because they're only getting one side of the story while not only getting my side of the story. Bro, these people are pieces of shit. In some what way, he kind of reminds me of Skeech. Skeech? You mean Skeet? Like Skeeter Gene? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know what Skeech is. You guys know what Skeech is? I have no idea. You've been saying some things to me, man, that okay. Yeah. It's definitely sketch, right? Because you have Chris Hansen here. Chris Hansen trying to be the mediator between Schlep and Roblox, right? David himself. Yet they refuse to sit down and have an open conversation. Forget about the cease and desist letter. Okay, the cease and desist letter. Forget about just banning him off the platform without even giving him a reason why. Okay, forget all of that. The very fact that David himself, this monster, this evil motherfucker, doesn't want to sit down and have an open conversation with Schlep, that's sketch, bro. That's sketch in and of itself. So why would anyone care to what these guys even say? Why?
Back from me and the state attorney general, and then turning around and refusing Chris Hansen's interview, that can only be viewed as pure dishonesty. In just the last month.
Okay, so not just David, but Matt and the other chick, whatever her fucking name was, refused as well. Got it.
During a Senate Judiciary hearing, a whistleblower from another company called out Roblox for their massive safety failures. Florida has now issued a criminal subpoena against Roblox.
Yes! Oh! Yo, we're winning. We're winning. We're winning. That's what I'm talking about. Yes! Oh, yes. Please. I want to see criminal charges. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Oh, That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, that makes my night.
Officially putting them under criminal investigation. Texas has announced a sweeping lawsuit against Roblox. Kentucky and other states have filed lawsuits too. And in Kentucky's filing, my name is mentioned.
Let's go. Florida, Texas, Kentucky. Let's go. Let's go, dude. Let's go.
13 times. They even mentioned me in the press conference. They cite safety issues that I've been bringing up since before my cease and desist, and highlight how I've been calling it out. On Fox.
All right, they banned this guy named John Doe, known as a Roblox meme. They said he was a hacker. Mostly you see him in games, but in real life, he was never a hacker. They just thought he looked like one, which Roblox banned him even though he was not a threat. Well, here's the thing, right? Just like they did with Schlep, and just like they did with others before Schlep, okay? Even Donut Operator was being very careful in his video with his interview with Schlep, because, you know, he was worried about Roblox coming after him, okay? And here's the thing. I don't even have anything. I don't have anything, okay? But it's not like I'm slandering anyone anyways. I'm breaking the law. Sure, I'm calling them a piece of shit. But guess what? That is my First Amendment right to do. I can do that, okay? I can call them evil. I can call them pieces of shit. Because that's exactly what they are. And I have a First Amendment right that says I can. So they can fuck off. Anyways. Yeah, they will absolutely take whoever that they can, right, off of their platform for any reason. It seems like, anyways. But it seems like the main reason they do that is because it damages their image, right? That's why they do it. It damages their image. Because they want the image of safety, right? And anyone that even remotely threatens that, they absolutely do away with. So they can get a criminal lawsuit, they can get sued into oblivion, and they can all go to jail. That seems like that's awesome. That is so awesome. I want to see that happen. Oh my god. I don't cry often, except when the Girl Scouts knock on my door because they're bullies. I don't cry often, but if I see David going to jail, Matt going to jail, all of the other people that enabled this behavior go to jail, I might literally cry. And I just might cry on stream. Let's see, same as 1 × 1. Okay, yeah. He is not a hacker, but he was actually an admin. Okay, he looked like a hacker. They do have lore for him. Okay, that's interesting. Who is this guy? Oh, John Doe. Well, that's a weird name. John Doe. Okay, all right, back to the
news earlier this month. David was asked about
I'll take a look
me
into
again.
it.
He ignored the question about me, but then he tried to shift the blame onto.
Oh, be sure to put a link down because we can definitely check those videos. So if you happen to have a link for us to take a look into, I'll be more than happy to do a video over it or live stream or something. Just send me a link of some kind and I'll take a look into it for sure.
Other social media platforms, which of course she didn't name. But mind you, Roblox is partnered with those other platforms, and only when to be put under the spotlight, they shift the blame. There's a lot I can't talk about yet, but trust me, this fight is far from over. Roblox has created one of the most dangerous spaces online, and the people responsible for it need to be held accountable. But that only happens if we continue to speak up. Call your local senators, your attorney generals. Tell them that Roblox needs to be investigated.
Oh, shit. Oh, by the way, because I'm a Virginian, Spanberger was elected. And James, was it James Ray? Right? James, was it? No. Oh, no, what was his name, bro? What was his name, dude? Was it? Oh no, I think it was Jim Jones, right? No, bro, what was his name? I think it was something Jones, wasn't it? New Attorney General for Virginia. Jay Jones. That's right. Jay Jones. Who was wishing death on a Republican representative, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. But that might be a battle in itself. Jimbo Jones. I'm not exactly what Jimbo means, but I think, yeah, I think that's the first time I'm seeing that. That sounds pretty funny. All right, so we are finally done with the first topic of today. This topic is a little bit more spicy. And this is why it's spicy. Okay? Now, what's interesting, and this is what they will talk about here. But I kind of want to get into it before we start the video, because what they talk about is that well, Israel actually isn't our ally. They're not. Not officially. Okay? We constantly have politicians, unelected politicians, who say that, you know, that they are our greatest ally. But if you do a quick Google search, no, the U.S. does not have a formal military alliance treaty with Israel. Interesting. Very interesting. So, we're going to get into this. We might have to click ahead because let's see, how are we doing on time? We're probably really behind. Yeah. We are just at 2 hours. We're just at 2 hours. Wow. Okay. So we're just at 2 hours here. We're probably going to kind of speed through this a little bit.
Our great nation feels like it's a little bit under attacks. And I mean, who could possibly imagine who? And each week I keep thinking maybe someday I won't have to talk about this little foreign nation the size of New Jersey over in the desert.
Our government, almost the entirety of our government, is captured by a certain country the size of New Jersey. Actually, smaller than it's actually quite a bit smaller than New Jersey. Of about what, 300 or 400 feet or so, or 300 or 400 square foot, I believe. Yeah.
Halfway around the world. But today is not that day.
Conspiracy theories are entering a information.
Okay, and again, I really hate that I have to elaborate this, but again, I don't hate people with good character. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're white, black, woman, gay. I don't Christian, Jew. I don't care who you are. I don't hate you for who you. Oh, I mean, I don't hate you for anything outside of character. Okay, but if you are evil, then yes, I hate you. Okay, that goes without question. And so I hate that I have to elaborate this when I'm talking about this specific thing, because I have been attacked already. I've already been called an anti-Semite. I've already been called racist. I've already been called a bunch of things by simply just pointing out the truth about our greatest ally.
Is the oxygen of the democracy.
There's so much evidence out there that even if less than 1% is true, that would be enough to collapse the current paradigm and change the whole planet.
So for somebody to be kind of acting like Israel is just this sophisticated.
When I was growing up, okay, especially my first time voting as an 18-year-old in 2016. Or I'm sorry, 2015. I used to listen a lot to Brandon. Okay. I used to think Brandon was pretty cool. But now, he's an unhinged shill who sold out. Who sold out the American people. That's who he is now.
A little group of people, and they come out manipulating big bad America. That's insane. We went to war for 20 years after 9/11. 20 plus years. Where is the weapons of mass destruction?
And who do you think planted it in the ear of the United States government that they should get involved in the Middle East and Iraq because they have weapons of mass destruction?
There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever.
Yeah, that would be your boys over there. So with that established, you mentioned that we were in 20 plus years in the global war on terror in the Middle East, right? I was there, I know. Most of my friends on here were there. You know who wasn't there? You fucking Talmud Tatum, nor any of your boys from fucking Israel, our greatest ally. Never once did we get a Kazav.
That was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good one. Not gonna lie, I always wondered why does 9/11 have the same numbers as 9/11. Yeah, I've kind of wondered that myself. Actually, let's take a. I think that whole thing started after 9/11. Why does 9/11 have the same numbers as 9/11? Nope. All right. Let's see. Okay. Well, this is the reason. The similarity is a coincidence, as the emergency number 911 was established in 1968. So I was way off. Decades before September 11, 2001. AT&T chose 911 because it was a new, easy-to-remember number not already used as an area code or service code, making it ideal for universal emergency system. I'm sorry, for a universal emergency system. Okay, all right, so that's why. That's why. So you and I both learned something there. So that's good, right? That's good. We both learned something there. So, 1968, AT&T developed that in 1968 so that people could easily access public services, fire, rescue, police, stuff like that. So, it's good. That's good. But I kind of really, but they could have chose different numbers, right? Why specifically 911? Right, and that happened on 9/11. Weird. It's pretty weird, right? Interesting. Oh.
Not a call for fire, not a single IDF soldier, no QRFs, no resupplies, no bullets, beans, bandages, nothing from Israel for 20 plus years, fighting wars in the Middle East that benefit them. You know who was there shedding blood with us, fighting next to us, down there fucking putting in work? The British, the Danish, the Polish, the Australians. I can go on and on, all the way to even Muslim countries. I know you hate to hear that, but Muslim countries like United Arab Emirates were there fighting with.
You know, that's something that I didn't know. I did know that there were such things as I believe the Yemens and the Sudans, and then you also had the Afghanis and stuff like that were actively fighting for their own independence. But I also knew that there were other countries, Australians, the Brits, you know, because I ran into them occasionally in my own service, right? Now, it's also weird, too, that you never really saw IDF anywhere. Ever. In my entire time serving, I have never seen an IDF. I can confidently say that. Confidently. So that's a little weird, right?
with us shedding fucking blood. You know where we got medevaced? We didn't get medevaced at fucking Tel Aviv, which is right around the corner. We got medevaced to Landstuhl, Germany. So please tell me how Israel's our greatest ally and how they do anything for us.
Oh, and by the way, I know what base they go to because I was stationed there. When they get medevaced, oftentimes they go to Ramstein, Germany. I was one of the ones that was helping those who were wounded. Okay. All right. I saw a lot of shit that I rather wish I had unseen. But that is where they went because there is a hospital there that does take care of them. Okay. I believe there's a contract between Germany and the U.S. there as well. Unless it's a army hospital or something. It might be actually. I might be mistaken, but I do know that there's a specific hospital because we took people there that were wounded on deployment, and some of that stuff was pretty bad. But yeah, no, it was never anywhere else, or very rarely was it somewhere else. So I saw that myself.
Yeah. Shout out to Ricky HD. Big shout out to Ricky HD. If you're not familiar with Ricky HD, find him on Instagram. He's got some great videos, and we'll be revisiting him at the end of the night. But I learned something that I cannot believe that I did not know. I went on this awesome live stream with the boys just last night, put together by Jesse on Fire, top left of the screen there. And our boy Nate, who hosts the channel Valhalla VFT, he's actually live streaming tonight, and he said that he was going to send his people over here when they're all done. Nate has been crushing the investigation into Charlie Kirk. He's got a lot of great takes, and he dropped some absolute, I don't even want to call it fire knowledge because it's so basic, and I don't know how every American does not already know this.
I don't know how I didn't know this either, but he's about to talk about how Israel isn't officially our ally.
You know how they say that Israel is America's greatest ally? Well, allow us all to be enlightened.
Shit. DC says, do we agree that Israel is not our friend and never had? I think we probably answered.
Hold on. I'm still blown away, guys, and I see this all the time. I just watched Brandon Tatum talk about Israel is our greatest ally. I just keep getting confused because, the word ally means something. It means you have an actual formal contracted alliance with another foreign government. And what we have never had ever, the United States has never had.
There's a mutual benefit, right? Militarily wise, there's a mutual benefit. So whichever country gets attacked, the other country sends their own troops over to help their allied nation, right? Well, when have we been in trouble? Where was the IDF, right? When we lost, what was it, 13 Marines, right? In Afghanistan when we were pulling out in the middle of the fucking night? Where was the IDF then? Our greatest ally. Why do we not get $3.8 billion back to us? Where are we getting that? Why are we not getting that? Right? Seems perfectly reasonable to just to ask those questions. Why are we getting nothing? Nothing. Our own citizens are starving. Teachers starving to death. They're feeding their children cereal boxes, right? Or cereal from cereal boxes. And they get health care for free.
A formal contracted alliance with the state or government of Israel.
Is that real? Is that true?
You guys don't know this?
No, dude.
They are not our ally. And when I say this all the time, Israel is not our ally not because it's my opinion, because it's objectively true.
Whoa.
Which is also why.
Look at my face.
This is also why when we went and fought the global war on terror in Iraq and Afghanistan, and Germany and Canada and Australia, and you could go down the list, Romania, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, The Kurds. Everyone came and fought.
The Kurds don't even have a state.
The one country that didn't, the Czechoslovakians, right? Like everyone was there. You know, the one country that wasn't there because they weren't our ally. They weren't in NATO. They had no responsibility to come and assist the 20-year global war on terror because they're not our ally. So yes, guys, for everybody in the chat and everybody who's watching this, the United States is not allied with Israel. We are not allies.
You're talking 2001.
Right? What? So naturally, while we were streaming, after he tells me this, and I'm like, forgive my ignorance, forgive me for trying to learn some things, but what do? When you get told something that you didn't know, you look it up.
Speaking of 9/11,
is there a formal? Oh, right there. There's my
stuff
lookup.
ourselves.
Is there a formal alliance between Israel and the U.S.? The United States and Israel do not have a formal mutual defense treaty, which means there is no legally binding agreement that obligates either country to defend the other militarily.
Weird, right?
What?
Okay. Hold that thought. I'm going to show you guys something. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to show you guys something. Okay. All right, so we're going to take a look at this article here because this was from ABC back in 2002. Okay, I believe they also updated it in 2006, but I can't really find that article anywhere. And it's really interesting because half of this article is missing from the last time that I looked at it. So that's a little weird. Anyways, so millions saw the horrific images of the World Trade Center attacks, and those who saw them won't forget them. Right. But a New Jersey homemaker saw something that morning that prompted an investigation into 5 young Israelis and their possible connection to Israeli intelligence. Okay. Let's see. Maria, who asked us not to use her last name, right, for identification reasons, right, had a view of the World Trade Center from her New Jersey apartment building. She remembers a neighbor calling her shortly after the first plane hit the towers. Okay, so then she grabbed her phone and called law enforcement. Okay. She saw 3 young men kneeling on a white van parking, and it seemed like they were filming, right? They were filming. And so they were taking videos, photos, and from her own words, they were happy, okay? They didn't look shocked to me. I thought it was very strange, as most people would think, right? So she found the behavior very suspicious. If I can get the words out. English is hard for me tonight. She wrote down the license plate number of the van and called the police. Okay. Before long, the FBI was also on the scene, and a statewide bulletin was issued on the van. Okay, so now we're on a manhunt. Okay. Because at the time, we're thinking, okay, well, this might lead to maybe another plane. Because guess what? There are some new evidence that is coming out about that whole thing too, is that there are more people who definitely thought that they were going to be on the next plane. Okay. So there definitely was a 4th plane that was going to hit a target. Okay. Because quick sidebar, quick sidebar. Okay, there were people that was on. I can't remember the name of the flight, but there were people that were on a specific flight, and there was a few people. And then they all have the same story. Okay, because they saw the same people. There are a couple of foreigners or people that looked foreign. Came and sat down, right? And one of the flight attendants, that's right. Even one of the flight, I believe maybe one of the pilots and the flight attendants were actually telling this story, right? Because they were trying to accommodate, right? A specific type of diet for these people. And they specifically told her. She recounted this story right when she was telling it. They had told the flight attendant that we don't need to eat where we are going. Isn't that weird? Okay, and then when they got off of the plane, they were looking back at the plane and they saw someone running throughout the plane when there was not supposed to be anyone in the plane. Isn't that weird? That's weird. Anyways, there was supposed to be a fourth plane. Let's see. That plate number was traced to a van owned by a company called Urban Moving. I keep forgetting the name of this company every single time. I keep forgetting it. Around 4 p.m. On September 11th, the van was spotted on a service road off Route 3. Okay. The police pulled them over, and I believe the FBI showed up too. No, the FBI didn't show up. Let's see. The men were taken out of the van at gunpoint and handcuffed by the police. Okay, so what they found on these guys was $4,700 in cash. Okay, it's a little weird. Hidden in one of the guy's socks. Okay, that's a little weird. Another was carrying 2 foreign passports. Okay. A box cutter was found in the van. Perhaps here's the biggest thing, is that they identified themselves as Israeli civilians. That's weird. They said, "We are not your problem." They said, "We are Israeli. We are not your problem. Your problems are our problems. The Palestinians are the problem." That's really weird. That's why would they be saying that? The other passengers were his brother. Okay, so that's just noise. Okay. All right. Well, where this is missing, okay, and this might be where the 2006 comes into play. And I can't remember. I don't understand why I cannot find this other article. It just disappeared. Isn't that fucking weird? It just disappeared. So anyways, what was in that other article from 2006 from ABC was that the FBI was conducting an investigation, an interrogation on these Israelis, okay, these Israeli civilians. And so what they had found, and a Jewish newspaper had published this report from the FBI. Okay, the FBI had concluded that 2 of those 5 men, those 5 Israelis, were Israeli operatives. That's odd. Why would they be there, especially Israeli operatives? Why would they be there on not just on that day in particular, but be filming it and look happy about it? Our greatest ally, right? And then you also have the USS Liberty. Really? Bombing our ship for over 2 hours. An unmarked aircraft. Killing 34 of our American troops. Our greatest ally. Again, I don't hate Jewish people. I don't hate Jewish people in the slightest. I hate evil people. My name is Jewish, okay? Jonah? In Hebrew, that's Yonah, okay? It means dove in Hebrew, okay? It's called pattern recognition. All right, pattern recognition and asking questions. But as soon as you start asking questions, you end up like Nick Fuentes. You start getting attacked, depersoned, deplatformed, debanked. They tried to ruin his entire life just for asking questions about Israel. Why? I would love so much for us to not even have to worry about talking about Israel or any other country in such a negative light. I wish that this world was so peaceful and perfect. I wish it was, but it's not. And there is evil in the world. And whether it's here in America, because America has done a lot of evil, or it's in the Middle East, or it's in Germany, or it's in the UK, or whatever, right? We expose the evil, and we figure out what the truth is. Enough of me ranting on.
Well, that explains a lot, or at least it explains half of a lot, because we sure seem to act like we've got one of those.
Mm-hmm.
We sure seem to act like that's what's going on. They sure seem to pretend. They never mention the fact that we are in no way obligated to defend this nation.
None. We are not. We're not. Yet we force our troops. Just like we forced our troops to take the vaccination. And those who refused were kicked out. And taken, and we took benefits from them. How do I know? I was one of them. We were told that we're going to get this vaccine, or they're going to take everything from us. That's what we were told. Until a couple of years later, they rescinded the order. And they quietly restored people's discharges. But they're going to send you. They're going to send you, the poor person. They're not going to send their daughters, their sons. They're not going to do that. They're going to send you. That's who they're going to send. All right. Well, that's all I really wanted to hit on this video, and we are definitely over time. I know we are. Probably about 30 minutes. Oh, 20 minutes. Okay, so, all right. That's fine. We can go over a little bit. Just a little bit, though. Maybe about 30 minutes or so. And so we're going to take a look into Nate over on Valhalla VFT. Okay. We're going to take a look at this because news, our government is going to be reopened. Great. Took them 40 days to finally reopen the government while Americans were starving, while our military members were essentially being slaves, working without getting paid. VA workers, or I should say VA employees, not getting paid. Just a little bit ago, I believe last week, I was on the phone with a Veterans Affairs representative that was helping me with my claim, getting information. She was telling me that most people in the VA were not getting paid. But you're still paying taxes. We all are still paying taxes. So guess what? The government is still getting paid. And this is exactly why I started the petition to repeal the 16th Amendment. Let me see if I can pull up a link here. Well, I'll just put it in the post. That's fine. Because guess what, guys? If our government can just take off 40 days, they can just take off and throw tantrums because they're not getting what they want in a deal or in a pack. of bills that they want done, an agenda that they're crying about, then guess what? We shouldn't be paying taxes either. Okay? We should not be paying taxes to a government that does not represent us. Okay? I want you guys to understand the IRS was created, I believe it was in 1913. I believe it was in 1913. Let me check just to be sure real quick. This or the 16th Amendment. The 16th Amendment was ratified, I believe, in 1913. Let's see. Ratified when? Let's see. Yes, 1913. Yes, right. So you know how we were making money before the IRS? We were making money from tariffs. Okay. And we were doing just fine. Actually, we were making a lot more money then. Okay. But that all changed because guess what? Teddy Roosevelt, the socialist motherfucker that he was, he wanted the rich to start paying their fair share. But guess what? As soon as that happened, right, the 16th Amendment was ratified, which is vehemently unconstitutional because that's the exact reason why our founding fathers had fought the war that they fought, right? Because what was over taxation without representation, right? Forced taxation without Britain representing them, right? Well, as soon as they started implementing that, the rich people started finding ways, right? The wealthy started finding ways to escape those taxes. And eventually, big business and government married. They came together and they had little corruption babies, right? Little corruption babies, like little monopolies in the oil industry and the coal industry, the railing industry, right? And then they centralized the banking system through the Federal Reserve. And then they got off the gold standard. And now they are squeezing every single penny they can out of the average American person. Because they've also gotten us conditioned to just march in line. And we all do it. We all bitch about taxes, but we still pay them. Guess what? The wealthy, they're not bitching about taxes. They're moving all of their assets over to Dubai. That's what they're doing. To get away from taxes. Interesting.
Call your senators. Call your congresspeople. Call your senators and tell them that Chuck Schumer can no longer be leader.
Ah, interesting. None of these Democrat senators who broke with the party are up for re-election in 2026.
I hope I don't get copyright struck because of the music. So let's just let's get into
voted to end the longest government shutdown in American history. And you might be asking yourself, what did it achieve?
Isn't that absolutely insane? Guys, we are actively witnessing history. I want you to understand. We've seen multiple things, right? Just in this past year alone, that is monumentally historic. Okay, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Okay, people breaking away from Israel. All right, and realizing just how much of an attack people have been, or just how much attack people are under just for criticizing it or even asking questions about it, right? And then you have this here. This whole situation. 40 days the government was shut down. 40 days.
40 days of the government.
Oh, I should also say record numbers of civil unrest here in America. Record numbers. Okay. Portland burned for 30 days. You guys remember that? Was that back in 2020, right? Or is that 2019? I can't remember exactly which one. And then guess what? This very year, the same thing happened. Because Nick Shirley went down there. JD DeLay went down there. Okay? Massive, massive unrest. Okay? Massive unrest. Not to mention that we are massively importing illegals into this country on a massive scale. Okay? It doesn't matter where they're from. All of them are illegal. Again, don't care what skin tone you are. Don't care what you believe. You come to this country illegally, you are an illegal immigrant. I don't care. There is no discussion about that. If you think there is a discussion about it, you need some help. You really do. Anyways, here's something to note. The population of Rome, okay, at the end of its lifespan, you want to take a guess at how many people were native to Rome? Take a guess, guys. Take a guess. Take a guess. This is the interaction part. All right, I'll tell you. There was, I believe, what? 30%, I think. The 30% were native. I believe. I believe that's right. I'll have to check that real quick, just to be sure. Of native Romans before its collapse. Well, let's see. I'll say in percentage. Oops. Let's see. Cannot be expressed as percentage. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. The total population of the Roman Empire was an estimated 60. Okay, at its peak, which represented 20% estimated. That's not what I wanted to know, my guy. Comparison. Okay, yeah, this isn't. When Rome fell, only 4% of the population was Roman. Okay, so I was way off. I was way off. 100,000. Yeah, so I was way off. My bad, guys. My bad. My bad. I couldn't remember if it was either 30 or 3%. I know that's a pretty big gap in statistics there, but yeah, that's insane. And guess what's happening today? A massive influx of illegals into this country.
And shut down. What did we come away with? Absolutely nothing. What a great use of our politicians' time, huh? Now, Democrats are absolutely furious today, as did Trump and the Republicans in the filibuster. Did they go nuclear? No, it's just that a few Democrats broke ranks, went behind Chuck Schumer's back, and voted with Republicans. Ooh, ouch. That's what we're going to talk about in the video today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel. Grab yourself some American First merch, and let's jump into this. So, yes, Democrats are calling for Chuck Schumer's head on a platter this morning as they feel that he is no longer fit to lead the party. Ouch. And we're going to go through a bunch of video responses and clips from Democrats who, again, are pissed. So, why are Democrats so outraged about this? Well, I mean, Democrats were the one who've been voting to keep the government shut down because they want extensions on the Affordable Care Act subsidies. Now, did they get that in this agreement? No. Democrats essentially didn't get much. What they got was a promise from Republicans that they would address the Affordable Care Act subsidies issue here in the future, and then also that they would rehire some of the employees that were permanently laid off by the shutdown. And that, as we'll see here with our first one, Bernie Sanders, did not make Democrats very happy.
Tonight, 8 Democrats voted with the Republicans to allow them to go forward on this continuing resolution. And to my mind, this was a very, very bad vote. What it does, first of all, is it raises health care premiums for over 20 million Americans by doubling, and in some cases tripling or quadrupling. People can't afford that when we're already paying the highest prices in the world for health care. Number 2, it paves the way for 15 million people to be thrown off of Medicaid.
He's right. We are paying very high prices for health care. We're supposedly the richest nation in the world, right? I mean, you have Fortune 500 companies that are reporting record number profits, record numbers. And we're being told that the economy is doing so well. However, our teachers are starving. Right. Let's see. So I want to find a tweet from there we go, right here. Oh, maybe not that. See, there is a. I'm trying to find it. But Trump. First of all, the whole situation has been a shit show from the start. However, it gets a lot worse. Okay, and I found out about this maybe yesterday. So, the filibuster. Okay, if you guys don't know what the filibuster is, it is a tradition that has been passed down within the Senate. It's not constitutional, but it is a tradition, right? Where there has to be a certain number of votes, right, to be reached for a specific bill, I think. Or at least I could be remembering some of that to be incorrect, but there needs to be a certain amount of votes for a specific bill or whatnot. I think that's pretty accurate. So, the filibuster stops either party from completely throwing away checks and balances. That's what the filibuster does. Okay, the filibuster is good. We want to have the filibuster. Okay. However, we have a president now that is openly calling for the filibuster to be eliminated. Okay. And here we have oops. Here we go. Okay, this is what I wanted to find. Okay. All right, I want to bring this over to you guys. I want to show you this because this is absolutely disgusting. You know, thought things were going to change with this new administration or returning administration. Well, guess what? You thought wrong because look, we have here the president that was elected talking about getting rid of the filibuster. Okay. Getting rid of the filibuster would be extremely, extremely dangerous for our constitutional republic. Okay. Because if they get rid of the filibuster, that is going to give them a chance to steamroll every single agenda that either Republican or Democrat have been wanting to do. Okay. And we know for a long time now, I would even say both Republicans and Democrats, but we've seen majority from Democrats who are talking about taking people's Second Amendments, or who have been pretty much doing all kinds of backdoor stuff to restrict and infringe on our Second Amendment rights. We know that. Okay. And so getting rid of the filibuster would make that extremely easy. So you can imagine what that would do to the rest of our rights. Okay? So, and that means they can pack the courts, which means they can throw as many justices that align with them or whoever party it is or whatever political leaning that they subscribe to. They can do that, and there's there's just that gives them opportunity to do that and put through whatever kind of decisions that would affect, you know, the nation going forward. That's very dangerous. So that's not good. But the filibuster is still there. So that's good. Filibuster is still there, and there was a vote to reopen the government. I'm glad that that is the case because holy shit, is this a clown show? We are seeing if COVID did not prove to you that our government is run by clowns, if the way that we pulled out of if the way that we pulled out of Afghanistan did not show you that our government is run by clowns, and if this did not show you that that is the case, I don't know what to tell you. We have been given example upon example upon example upon example of these clowns running an office. Okay.
In the Affordable Care Act studies show that will mean that some 50,000 Americans will die every year unnecessarily. And all of that was done to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1%. As everybody knows, just on Tuesday, we had an election all over this country. And what the election showed is that the American people want us to stand up to Trumpism, to his war against working class people, to his authoritarianism. That is what the American people wanted. But tonight,
it's both Republicans and Democrats, bro. Okay? It's all of them. It's all of them. All of them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you vote for. You still get shit.
That is not what happened.
So yes, the Democrats essentially got absolutely nothing out of the deal other than some loose promises that it may get talked about in the future. Now, who were these Democrats that broke ranks and went behind Chuck Schumer's back? Well, let's take a look. All right, so here we go. Here are the Democrat senators who just caved Donald Trump and the GOP. It says these Democrats just caved on extending Affordable Care Act subsidies, voting to reopen the government without protecting millions from skyrocketing premiums. We've got Senator Maggie Hassan, Tim Kaine, Dick Durbin, Angus King, John Fetterman, who was already voting yes, Jackie Rosen, Catherine Cortez Masto, and Jen Shaheen. Now, You might be asking yourself, why did they do this? Well, we don't really know exactly yet. We'll have to talk to them, but there is something interesting that's the same about all 8 of these Democrats, and that is this. Interesting. None of these Democrat senators who broke with the party are up for re-election in 2026. Why is that relevant? Well, they know at the end of the day, if they're not up for re-election until 28 or 30, that this will have zero consequences on them 2 to 4 years from now. Everybody will have forgot about it, the way that how fast the news cycle works, right? So this, I think, has a lot to do with it. Now, me personally, I've been critical of both sides about this shutdown. I think it was absolutely a waste. It turned out to be a giant waste, but at the end of the day...
Of course it is. It's always been a waste. It was a waste from the start. It was a waste now.
Democrats were the ones voting no to keep this government.
That's true. That is true. 13 times they voted no. 13 times.
Shut down. I have disagreed with the reason why. Do I think the Medicare, Medicaid, Affordable Care Act system is an absolute disaster, and the fact that premiums are going to probably double and triple for a lot of Americans is a huge problem? Yes, it's got to get fixed. However, holding Americans...
Well, the very reason why it's going to double and triple and quadruple is because the government has tried to make it affordable and easy, or affordable and accessible. It's exactly why. It's exactly why when you go to the hospital and you get and you go to see maybe an emergency clinic and you might have an operation done or something like that, that they don't contact you, that they don't go through itemized billing with you, that they only talk with you or that they only talk with your insurance, and their insurance charges you from the pricing that they got from the hospital, which is exasperately overpriced. We know that. That's exactly what. Excuse me. That's exactly why our healthcare is so expensive. Exactly why. So, it is bad news that a lot of people are going to have their premiums hiked way up. It is bad news. Another thing, too, is that they were wanting to extend those benefits to illegal migrants. So either way you have it, it's bad. Okay. Because the government has control over it. The government has control over education. And look where it's at. The government has control over healthcare. Look where it's at.
It's hostage to get your way on this when this is something that could very easily have been voted on outside of this. I wasn't a fan of to begin with. But a lot of Democrats are still furious that the shutdown ended. So prominent Democrat influencer Harry Sisson, I think his name is, Harry J. Sisson, that's his account. The only reason I know who this is because of the video of Trump dropping feces on him from the jet. Not trying to talk trash, but I figure he is a pretty prominent figure in the Democrat politics scene. So let's see what he had to say about Democrats' decision.
There you have it. Democrats just caved and bent the knee to Donald Trump and the Republicans. The government has been shut down for 40 days, and one of the main things that Democrats were asking for is an extension of the ACA subsidies so people have affordable health care that they can access. And the Republicans...
Oh, which people, though? Not American citizens.
Left it out of the bill, and we agreed. We agreed to that. People's premiums were doubling, tripling. And now the agreement is that we hope Republicans vote on it in December, which doesn't even guarantee a vote in the House. It is pathetic.
So yes, furious that the government is going to reopen, most likely today when senators actually vote on the real bill, because last night was the cloture vote to get past the filibuster, get the 60 votes, and then today they'll actually vote on the bill itself, or to actually extend the CR, and they'll only need 50 votes, and unless 10 people decided to vote no today, obviously the government's going to reopen. And for me, I am glad. Like, I would much, like, guys, here's the thing. I see people like, oh, let's keep it shut down forever. You want a functioning government in this country.
I'm Nate, I'm glad that you're glad, buddy. I'm glad that you're glad. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that I put on a uniform to serve for these clowns. That's what I'm embarrassed over. That's what I'm disappointed in. I can imagine so many other veterans out there feel the same way that I do. So I'm not so much glad that we have a functioning government, but I'm more so disappointed that we have a dysfunctional government that is even more dysfunctional when they can't agree on anything. That's outright destructive when they can't agree on anything. Because imagine if this had carried on 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. Imagine what would happen to this country. It would literally be, I mean, it's on life support now. Guys, look, you guys are not ready. I don't think any of us are ready for what's about to happen. This country is about to go through some drastic changes in the next 5 years.
Okay, I promise. The left wants it, the right wants it, okay? Look at some places that don't have functional governments, like Somalia. Do you want to be like that country? I mean, maybe being a pirate would be fun, but I think I'm good. I'll choose for a good functioning government, personally. And now, because of this, yes, Democrats want Chuck Schumer's head. There are already calls from a bunch of Democrat politicians calling for Chuck. And since he was the first one to call for Schumer to step down, step aside, we'll play his clip first.
News. Chuck Schumer needs to be replaced as minority leader for caving to Donald Trump. Look, I may be the first and only member of Congress to say this, but someone needs to start speaking the truth. If you're not willing to fight to stop premium hikes on 20 million Americans, then what are you willing to fight for? The Democratic Party needs to be strong. We need to stand up for the health care of ordinary Americans. The donors and the establishment won't.
Well, then how about we stop sending $3.8 billion to a country that isn't even our fucking ally? How about we do that? And how about we start funneling that money? Oh, but guess what? Guess what? The majority of our politicians are captured. They're compromised. So guess what? Expose them. I don't care. How about we replace them with people who actually care about America? And this is why I tell you guys the only way we're going to fix these things here in America, and I've already seen this video. He continues to talk about hang on a second. I think that's something we could talk about here.
We're about to not be paid. So while you're holding the government hostage to get your way on the Affordable Care Act, you are also doing far more damage to the American people, keeping the government shut down. I get fighting for it, but that should take place where it's going to take place now in an actual debate in the Senate with its own standalone bill. All right, so where are we at in conclusion? Yes, the Senate, either today or in the next couple of days, as we see here, Republicans seek swift approval of deal to reopen government. Late night vote that exposed rift among Democrats.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. The rest of it is just talking about Democrats calling for Schumer to resign. Yeah. The only way that we are ever going to fix these issues that are going on is if we, especially we as men, we step up and we start taking these positions from these representatives who have sold us out. Okay. Because they are more than happy to take special interests, or they're more than happy to satisfy special interests than they are to help you as the average American. And unfortunately, the newer generation that's coming up, Gen Z didn't really have much of a chance, but you guys never had a shot to begin with. Gen Alpha, you guys never had a shot to begin with. All the boomers and everything like that, you guys had a much better chance. And older millennials. The younger millennials, it's hard. Still kind of doable. But Gen Z, no. And definitely not for Gen Alpha. So, that's the only way things are going to change. And if I could run for Congress, I would in a heartbeat. I would in a heartbeat. I would love to run for Congress and actually do real work to change this country for the better. 100%. But what I will say is that the only representative that has not taken money from special interests, foreign lobbies, AIPAC, is Thomas Massey, Republican representative. It's the only one that has not taken any kind of money from them. Everyone else has, it seems like. I do know the majority have. Trump, for sure. J.D. Vance, yes. Tulsi Gabbard, yes. Pence, yes. All of them. All of them have. But he's the only one that hasn't. Why bring this up? Because Trump was talking about removing him. Massey. He was talking about having him primaried. Taken out of office. Interesting. Very interesting. We might have some representatives that really care about America. Speaking of that, I want to check on Brandon Herrera. Election results. Okay. You have to be kidding me. You have to be absolutely kidding me. Hang on a second. Hang on a second here.
And
when was this? Oh, okay, so this was a year ago. Okay, all right. This was a year ago. Trying to figure out. Okay, so I don't think that they are. I don't think they've counted anything just as of yet. But I want to keep an eye on Brandon Herrera's campaign because I really root for him. I would love to see Brandon. Maybe it should be specific. Let's see, but I'm not seeing anything too specific on Brandon stuff. I might have to. Oh, I just saw something. Oh no, I think that was from last year. But I think I might have to do a little bit of digging on that, which I'm not gonna have you guys sit through. So, but I will definitely keep you guys updated on that. I believe back in was it? No, I think it was back in 2020, maybe 2022. Somewhere around in there. I think it was a couple years ago. Brandon lost 49% to 51% to Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez takes AIPAC money. He takes money from foreign interests, special interests. Okay. And it's people like Brandon Herrera that we need. Okay. We need strong men like that, who are America first, truly America first. not MAGA, not Republican, not Democrat. America first. Doesn't matter what party you subscribe to. America first for Americans. And Americans only. So. But, all right, guys. Well, that is going to do it. We are just at 3 hours. So, we are definitely over time. But that's fine. That is perfectly fine. I enjoy hanging out with you guys, whether we're playing games or we're talking politics. Join us again Friday. I will be painting and putting together a diorama for you live, and so that's going to be super fun. Love to have you guys along for that one. So yeah, come join, come hang out. I appreciate all the time that you guys put into the engagement with the channel and just being a part of the family. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Thank you. Guys, make sure you are taking care of yourselves, okay? Especially this winter. I think it's going to be a bad winter this year. I think it's going to be a pretty bad winter this year. So make sure you guys are taking care of yourself, especially with how things are going politically today. Be situationally aware and train, okay? Train the mind, train the body, all right? So take care of yourselves. You guys have a good night. I love you all. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.